What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a pre-market update on Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, talk on what's going to influence Lucid stock price today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So this morning, it is bouncing from yesterday's sell-off. So yesterday it did go down 0.84%. This morning, it is going up 0.85%, and some pretty substantial transactions this morning. I'm going to break that down once I go over shorts. This morning, there has been no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing like that. So it is just going to piggyback off of the broader market. And the market is set to expand. That's what a lot of analysts are saying, even more so small and mid-cap stocks. So this is where Lucid could really stand to benefit. This analyst does say that a lot of the big dogs had a substantial rally the tail end of last week and still are continuing this week, whereas now a lot of small and mid-cap stocks are starting to gain more and more momentum. So once again, I think that could really stand to help Lucid. In addition to that, analysts are also saying that there is going to be a very substantial transition away from fixed income into equities, which might actually piggyback and help the small and mid-cap stocks. So who knows? Bigger and better things might be coming in the foreseeable future. A couple of things I just wanted to share with you that is specific to Lucid that they haven't really put out news, but 𝗖𝗓 did post this saying that there is now 14 certificates showing the production location being Saudi Arabia. So that does mean exporting. That is absolutely epic. This is what we've been waiting for almost, 2 years, ever since they announced the plans for the AMP2 facility. Like, this is like Lucid's finally doing something. That's very good. Although it's only 14 of the 800 that they did produce, whatever, baby steps. I think that's what even 𝗖𝗧𝗛 did say, that they're doing things slowly just for training purposes. So once again, good information done by 𝗖𝗓. And over and above that, this did come out fairly recently. I believe it was on the 6th, but Saudi Arabia's Vision for Sustainable Energy Evolution, so ESS. So even though Lucid has came out, I think it was 2 earnings ago, saying that they're not going to be looking at ESS for the foreseeable future, I feel like that was as a result of Saudi Arabia's lack of infrastructure. But with this, you never know. It could pop back up in for foreseeable future. So that might be a very good question to pose to management during the next upcoming earnings, a Q&A that they can actually ask or answer, I guess. So once again, I think this is a fairly good thing. Let me know your thoughts on that. Shorts. So right now, pre-market shorts are increasing 1.12 million shares. So despite them increasing that amount, it is green pre-market, so that's always a good thing. 27.91% of the free float is being shorted. 247.06 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is opening up a little bit lower than yesterday, so 16.67%. And through Interactive Brokers, short availability does indicate that there's around 1.1 million shares available to be shorted. So most likely the cost to borrow average is lower and the available shares is higher because you have seen an increase in retail investors getting in. Some of them might not knowingly be lending out some of their shares because the cost to borrow is just simply a supply and demand based on available shares. So with it going up, cost to borrow typically goes down. So that's kind of what is happening behind the scenes. There has been no recent analyst ratings. So the last one was Bank of America, John Murphy, $7 price target, 56% success rating. So not too bad. But I have been watching analyst forecasts for the upcoming earnings to see if there has been any changes, and there hasn't. So everyone's just waiting for, I guess, the broader market or either some data coming out from Lucid itself to really change their Q4 estimates. So once again, just sit tight for that. Yesterday's options activity was very interesting. So $1.25 million in calls being purchased versus 1.88 million in puts. So somewhat evenly divided. There was a lot more puts yesterday in comparison to the previous week. So that might be a lot of anticipation that maybe Lucid is capped out. Looking at some of the call options that was purchased, it is anticipated for it to be above $5 by the end of this week. And looking at puts, it's anticipated to be sub $4.50. On the technicals though, with it at $4.73, what it closed at yesterday, it is between the R1 and the R2. So $4.70, it's going to be a very strong support that you want to watch for. today. Vice versa, 4.99 is going to be that next strong resistance that you'll want to watch for it potentially breaking above. Like I mentioned, a lot of optimism. The fear and greed index is very high, so a lot of people want to see significant rallies. Caveat to that, though, as I've indicated in the past, that sometimes is a good indication when there's a lot of greed in the market to take profits. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do you, whatever you see fit. So once again, $4.70 is going to be a very strong support that you want to watch for to hold. If it doesn't, then it's going to trade between this P and the R1. So 423 is the other support below that. But today is just going to be strictly technicals, plain and simple. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's going to be back in the 5s? Do you think it's going to be sub 450, similar to what the puts are anticipating? So what's your thoughts on Lucid? Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Lucid? And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo with Moomoo. Sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a win-win. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.